Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is The Raptor, and welcome to the Season 5 finale, the Christmas season finale of Who'd Win and Why. Yes, that's right, this is the last episode of any sort of special season, because like I said, I'm not going to be doing any more special holiday seasons after this. It's just going to be regular seasons from now on. So this is the last episode of the Christmas season, the last episode of any sort of special season. So yeah, here we are. So 25 episodes ago, episode 25, the season 3 mid-season finale of Who'd Win and Why, there was a battle between Batman and Iron Man. There was no prep time, it was a one-on-one confrontation, and Iron Man was allowed 7 suits that he could swap in and out of. Now, I'm not going to list all those 7 suits, I don't feel the need to really do that. However, I'm just going to spoil the episode, by the way, just in case you haven't been caught up, or in case you want to go see it and then come back and see this one. Iron Man did win. Now, even though Iron Man did have to switch, he had to be wearing the suit in order for him to have access to all the suits, so he couldn't send, a swarm of all 7 suits to Batman. Iron Man was just way too versatile, and whether Batman could disable a suit or not, Iron Man would have more, and it would just be too much for Batman considering his extreme levels of strength, speed, and durability. However, enough of you guys wanted a rematch, and here we go. This time there is still no prep time, but instead of Iron Man having 7 suits that he can choose from, he is limited to just 1. Now, this one is what I feel is the most generic out of all 7 suits that he was using in the first episode, the first part, Batman vs. Iron Man 1, which is the Mark 42 armor. And this is mainly because most of the other armors focus on something, like the Hulkbuster armor focused on strength and durability, and his Mark 40 focused on speed. Another one, I think either 16 or 25, I think it was 16, focused on stealth. So this one, I feel, in my opinion, of the 7 is the most generic, so I just felt that this would be the best one to use for a fight like this. Now, before I move on with the episode, there is one thing I want to clear up, and this is how I'm going to be doing rematches on the show. Now, if you're one of those people who just wants to comment down rematch because you don't agree with a fight, you don't agree with the outcome of a fight, just stop. Don't do that. That's not how this works. How a rematch is going to work is that if there is a way to change the circumstances that would make it a lot more fair very easily, then I'll offer a rematch. Because in this case, it wasn't fair. Iron Man had much more suits to choose from, though realistically, Iron Man would have all the suits to choose from. Realistically, Iron Man would have the ability to have a swarm of all of his suits against Batman. But obviously, that just makes it unfair, and even the circumstances that I used were still unfair, and there is a way that I'm able to make it much simpler, and much more fair. So, just because you don't agree with something, don't comment down rematch, because there's not going to be a rematch. I'm not going to offer a rematch for just anything. If a rematch is possible, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to say, just like in Batman vs. Iron Man 1, I'm going to say, guys, if you want to see a rematch, comment down below, and then I'll see if I get enough of it. And that's what happened this time. And if you're just like, oh, well, what about prep time, whatever? Guys, I keep trying to tell you, there is no prep time on the show. This is not Cartoon Fight Club. You can't just comment it down, with a prep time rematch or something if you want to see a 2-on-2 match or anything. That's not how this works. I'm sorry if that's what you want, but if that's not what's happening here. If you want that, go to Cartoon Fight Club. But there's no prep time. There's nothing like that. The only time where there was actually, help from other members was the Civil War, and technically I didn't even mean for that to be a rematch of Captain America versus Iron Man, but someone else suggested it, and I was just using the movie version, so you might call that a rematch, you might not. But anyway, if there is ever going to be another rematch, I will let you know, and then you guys can tell me if you want to see it. Don't just say rematch on literally any fight I do. That's just annoying, and it's not going to work. It's not going to happen. But yeah, this is episode 50. It's amazing that we've gotten this far, and I was hoping that I'd be able to get season 5 done before 2016 ended, but you know what, the world hit me in the face, so I had to push it back a bit, but we're here now, and episode 50, let's get on with it. So, who would win and why? Let's find out. So first, I'm going to talk about Batman. Now, both Batman and Iron Man have been on this show before, and because of that, and also just because these characters are very well known, I'm not going to go too much into detail about these characters. I'm just going to say some generic stuff, and then try to move on to saying who I think would win, because that's what I want this video to mostly be about. But anyway, let's just go over it. So Batman, obviously he's at peak physical level, peak physical strength, speed, and durability. He also has a suit made of Kevlar for extra durability. He's said to bench press 1,000 pounds. He has great aim and reflexes. When it comes to martial arts, he has mastered every single martial art known to man, and he's said to be like one of the best martial artists, if not the best, of the DC universe, and has gone toe-to-toe and even defeated characters like Ra's al Ghul and Deathstroke, other masters of martial arts. Batman is obviously extremely intelligent. He has a very high level of IQ, and he is also the world's greatest detective, supposedly, and he has 12 master degrees. So he's also he's a great strategist, especially when he has prep time for it, but even when he doesn't, we can just think of more strategies on the fly, and he's obviously extremely versatile with his utility belt, which I'll get to in a second, so he can change up his strategy. He can also change up his fighting style if he feels he needs to, because he does not know one fighting style better than any of the others, because he's mastered literally all of them found on Earth. So yeah, basically he's just a regular person that exerts himself to the fullest, peak physical strength, speed, durability, endurance, everything like that. When it comes to his utility belt, this time I actually tried to put in some effort to memorize as much in the utility belt as I can. I'm probably going to forget some stuff, but let's just see how much I remember. So he does obviously have his batarangs. He has different types of batarangs: electric shock, knockout dart, and grenade. He also has his bat claw or his bat grapple or whatever you want to call it, the grappling hook that he has. He also has a chunk of kryptonite, or in some cases a kryptonite ring, or a ring with a kryptonite gem inside, more specifically, obviously to try to take down Kryptonians if he ever needs to, or try to incapacitate them, I guess I should say. He also has explosive gel, which is perfect for distractions or blowing stuff up, and he also has his shock gloves, which are powerful enough to stop the heart of Bane, and they can obviously pack a more powerful punch. They technically increase his strength because, they're like literally metal gauntlets with an electric charge in them, so that's going to do some damage. He also has different kinds of pellets, like smoke pellets, gas pellets, also stun pellets, which I believe can blind or also deafen an enemy if he really wants to. He's immune to this because of some modifications he's made in his cowl, so that's really cool. What else does he have? See, I'm just trying to remember as much as I can. He also has different kinds of grenades. He has pellet grenades, which are just those little explosives that he has. He also has his freeze grenades, which obviously create ice, and his thermite grenades, which can heat up to extreme temperatures. He also has tracers, which are not only used for tracking people, but also listening in on other people's conversations. So that's really cool that he has. He also has a little pocket laser, I think. This is a real laser as opposed to other stuff that's mistaken for lasers. For some of you guys that don't know, lasers are like an energy beam that give off heat, and they travel at the speed of light. Stuff like Cyclops' I-beam or whatever, and for that matter, Iron Man's repulsor blast, they're actually not laser beams because they don't give off heat and they clearly do not travel at the speed of light. As you can see in the Iron Man movies, not just the Iron Man movies but also in the comics, you can see they do not travel at the speed of light. They don't travel slow, but they also do not travel at the speed of light, and they clearly do not give off any heat. So yeah, but this is a real laser, and even though it's miniaturized because it's generally used for making holes through concrete walls and stuff like that, it is still strong and it is still powerful, and he can technically use it whenever he wants to. He also has a computerized device in his utility belt, which I believe allows him to hack into pretty much any electrical equipment if he really if he has enough time. He can slowly but surely do it, is basically the best thing that I can say. He also, I believe there's one thing. He also has a bolas, which you can use to entangle the legs of or maybe not entangle, maybe entangle is not the right word, but he can trip someone by wrapping it around someone's legs, and with the push of a button inside his glove, he can make an electric shock. So that's really cool. I believe he also has an EMP gun and a gun that's specifically designed to shoot electrical bolts. So that's really interesting. The point is, this guy is extremely versatile. Not only is he strong and fast, as strong and fast as a human could get of his body type, he's also, he's extremely versatile. He has a lot of equipment with him, and even though sometimes he does need prep time in order to get through different obstacles, he does have the equipment like needed to at least make him last long enough in a regular fight. And yeah, obviously he does have an extra layer of durability, his Kevlar suit. Yeah, so that's mostly all I need to say about Batman, but when it comes to his combat experience, he has fought a ton of different villains, there's pretty much nothing he hasn't seen, whether he's fighting them with the Justice League or whether he's fighting them by himself. He's fighting, like, criminal masterminds, giant crocodiles, Bane, characters like those, like, extremely powerful, and he's extremely, he's a great martial artist, he's extremely strong, and he can use all of his gadgets and weapons to his fullest. So yeah, he's done a lot, and even though he is just a regular person, his achievements really do stand among gods. He's done incredible things that I would never dare of doing. I'm pretty sure no other human in existence would really dare to do. Maybe there's some, I don't really know. But he's done some incredible things for just a man in a bat suit. So now let's move on to Iron Man. Now, first I'm just going to talk about the stuff that Iron Man has, just like with all of it, that all of his suits have, because, that will obviously include the Mark 42 armor, and then talk about what that thing has by itself. Almost exclusively. So, obviously, they have the repulsor blast, which can be fired out of his hands. Like I said, they're not lasers, but they are still, energy-based attacks, which can pack a powerful punch. And he obviously has his arc reactor, which can do, a unibeam, which is even more powerful than his repulsors that he shoots from his hands. We can obviously fly at supersonic speeds and move around the ground pretty quickly as well. It has the strength to lift up to 100 tons. Durability-wise, it's made of a gold titanium alloy, so that's very durable, obviously, gold and titanium, mostly emphasizing titanium because that's extremely durable. But it's like the suit itself is very durable. It can also self-destruct itself whenever it wants. And right before he does it, he can also eject Tony Stark out of the suit in case it needs to, for Tony Stark to not die. It obviously has an EMP system, which I believe we've seen before, and it has Jarvis on board, which can control his weaponry and can help Tony strategize should he need to. Tony Stark generally isn't a great strategist if he doesn't have a lot of prep time. Generally, that's where Captain America comes in when it comes to the Avengers. But, Jarvis is really what, tells him everything he needs to know about his opponent, and then, he just knows what he needs to do. He also has, smart missiles and shoulder rockets and, other types of missiles, his armor is, it has weapons head to toe. So, the suit itself is extremely versatile, when it comes to offensive capabilities. When it comes to the Mark 42 suit in general, we all know that it can assemble itself piece by piece, as we've seen in the Iron Man 3 movie, but also just in the comics, that's what it can do. And we can control pretty much exactly where he wants everything to go, because I believe it's something inside of him, I might be wrong about this, but something inside of him actually allows him to control what the suit does. If he wanted to maybe wrap around another opponent and then make him do what it, or make the opponent do whatever he wants to because the suit is around him, something like that, which I believe he's actually done before. But yeah, so he can basically control it just with his mind. The other main thing that it's known for doing is it has its self-repair system, which can slowly but surely self-repair itself in case it's suffering damage. However, none of the Iron Man suits are flawless. They have been known to malfunction in the past, should they have taken enough damage, or just because they're malfunctioning for some odd reason, and sometimes they consume too much power too quickly. Iron Man has learned to not do this as often. He's learned to be smart with his armor, but sometimes if he's fighting a tough enough opponent and he really wants to pull all of his energy into one unibeam and it doesn't work, it still doesn't work, obviously he won't have a lot of power left. And obviously this is just the Mark 42 suit that we're using. He's not going to be allowed to call in any more Iron Man suits or anything like that. This is the one suit that we're using. So Iron Man, obviously his combat experience is pretty extensive. Generally the big bad guys that he fights are with the Avengers. He has, I believe, fought Ultron by himself maybe once or twice, but generally when he fights characters like Ultron and Thanos and those big bads, like Loki, they're all with the Avengers, because he would need their help. And the characters that he fights by himself or just with War Machine are generally characters like Crimson Dynamo, Blizzard, Titanium Man, Whiplash, a lot of armored characters. Probably the Mandarin is the most versatile character he fights by himself because he has the 10 alien rings. I can't really list what they all can do, but the point is Mandarin is extremely versatile. And another thing about the suits, they can also predict opponents' next moves. moves, which I just think is really cool in case, in case he's up close, he can predict their moves, and then he can just, like, go for the kill or whatever. You guys get what I'm saying. So yeah, I feel that's really all I need to say about Iron Man and Batman. Now, both of these characters are geniuses, and they both have a lot of tech with them. Now, this is obviously a much closer fight than the previous Batman versus Iron Man, who would win and why. Trying to figure out who would win and why is a bit tough, because both of these characters have a lot of advantages over the others, like almost like opposite advantages. Iron Man obviously has the advantages that he's much stronger, much more durable. Pretty much everything physically, he is much more of that than Batman is. And when it comes to Batman, by himself he can strategize better. He's a better detective. He's a much better martial artist, and he's probably more versatile. Even though Iron Man is very versatile, Batman has just so much in this small utility belt. Apparently, he can keep it all in there. He has all of that stuff, and it's very versatile. A lot of what Iron Man has is a lot of offensive stuff, whereas Batman does have offensive stuff, but in many different forms, and also, his little computer system and everything like that, and for just navigating his way through stuff. He is extremely versatile. He's an extremely versatile man. And by himself, Batman, I believe, just fights a wider scope of characters, criminal masterminds, extremely strong characters, more extremely strong characters, stuff like that. Sorry about that. And generally, unless he's working with the Justice League, he does work by himself, except for when he's, working with Batman. It's not Batman, Robin or Batgirl, that's what I mean. So yeah, both of these characters have big advantages over one another, so trying to figure out who would actually win is really tough, because honestly, I can think of really good reasons why I believe each character should win, if I truly believe that Iron Man would win, I could come up with some really good arguments for that. If I truly believe Batman would win, I could think of some really good arguments for that, each character could win this fight. It's not like this one person would beat the other person 10 out of 10 times. No, it would be very close. It might be 6 out of 10 times, and the other person would win 4 out of 10 times. It's extremely close. However, this is who would win and why. I have to give it to someone, and because Iron Man only has one suit, I'm giving it to Batman. Now, like I said, Iron Man can win this fight. He easily can win this fight. Both of them have ways to win this fight. And, to be fair to Iron Man, again, there are some suits that if he had, let's say, the Hulkbuster suit, or the Speed suit, or let's say the Endosim suit is the one I'm thinking about in particular, instead of the Mark 42 suit, he would probably be Batman most of the time. Especially the Endosim armor. Batman has nothing that he could do to disrupt the armor, because it's biology, not technology. And the Hulkbuster suit, we all know where that's going. So there are some suits that if Iron Man had instead of the Mark 42 armor, Iron Man would win. However, because this is the Mark 42 armor, and because he's limited to just that one armor, I honestly believe that Batman would win this fight. Now, let me just explain why, because there are some people I know who believe Iron Man would win, and if you still believe Iron Man would win, that's perfectly fine, especially in this case, because I still believe Iron Man could win this fight, but let's just talk about it. So, when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, Batman obviously trumps that area. Even though Iron Man has been shown to predict his next moves, to predict an opponent's next moves to the point where he can actually go toe-to-toe with Captain America in the suit, Batman is much more skilled than Captain America is. Captain America is adept to all fighting styles, whereas Batman, he has mastered literally all of them on the earth, He is just a much better martial artist. And, when you pair those with the shock gloves, which give Batman an extra boost of strength, because some people might be thinking, oh, Captain America is much stronger than Batman. Actually, he's probably not so much stronger than you think. Batman can bench press 1,000 pounds. Captain America can bench press 1,100 pounds. So it's not as big a difference as you might think. There happens sometimes maybe under pressure where Captain America has lifted more, but generally that's how much Captain America can lift, generally. So when you pair those with the shock gloves, he might be around Captain America level strength, and I'm saying might be because 100 pounds is still quite a bit of a gap, but still that does make him extra strong, and because of the electrical punches, that's good. That might do some damage, that might disrupt stuff in Iron Man's armor, so there's that as well. And if you might be thinking, well, Iron Man can predict Batman's next moves. Well, even if he does, Batman can quickly pick up on that and quickly change his martial arts style to almost confuse the computer, confuse it, and then he'll be like used to fighting Batman who's like doing kung fu, then he could change to karate, then he can change to judo, he can like do all of that, or like ninjutsu, anything like that, and it will confuse the system, because it'll give him an extra level of unpredictability for Iron Man, because he'll just be switching up his martial arts, he can just do that whenever he wants, because he doesn't know anyone more than any of the others. So yeah, there's that, close combat, especially when you compare it with the shock gloves, or even just like sticking a batarang right in there, that's something that Batman can easily do, even if we're getting close with Iron Man, who's extremely strong, because, Batman's suit probably could hold up, it is Kevlar, maybe not for too long, like if it takes too much of a beating, it obviously won't, but, it doesn't mean, he's not helpless, he doesn't have the durability of a regular person in combat. What else? So, obviously, the big thing is that Batman does have a lot of ways to shut down Iron Man's suit. Now, the main thing that Batman has to get around is that Iron Man's Mark 42 suit has a self-repair system. And it doesn't self-repair immediately, but it does mean that Batman might have to take out a lot of gadgets all at once and use them in rapid succession, which I still believe that Batman could do, because there are many, many ways that I feel that Batman could potentially shut down Iron Man's armor. The first thing, another thing that I just want to say is that Batman's tracer, if he puts a tracer on Iron Man, Batman can literally hear everything that Iron Man is telling Jarvis. If he says, like, Jarvis, activate this or whatever, Batman will immediately know what's going on as soon as Iron Man says it, meaning that gives him, like, a few extra seconds to, pull out, like, another gadget or something to possibly counter it, which I just think is really cool. That's something I never actually put together before, because the tracer can pick up on other people's conversations as well as track them. So, if he puts a tracer on Iron Man, he's going to know a lot of what Iron Man is thinking, because in order for him to talk to Jarvis, he needs to speak. And he's going to hear everything that Jarvis is saying to him. If he's going to hear Jarvis say, we're at 50% power, Batman will know exactly what to hit him with at that point. So that gives him, like, an extra level of strategy, even without prep time. And like I said, there are a lot of gadgets that Batman could use in order to slowly but surely disrupt Iron Man's armor. Like, obviously, you have the Batarangs. He has many different types of Batarangs. Electric Shock, Grenade, Knockout Dart. He has a lot of different, and just regular collapsible shurikens that he can throw. And he has a lot of electrical-based weapons. I'm not sure if some of you guys have noticed this, but he has a Bolas, which, like I said, it can, like, deliver an electric shock if, with the push of a glove. Not the push of a glove. The push of a button in his glove. He also has an EMP gun, which could probably shut down Iron Man's armor pretty quickly. Because Iron Man's armor, it's not completely, like I said, it's not flawless. Iron Man's armor has consumed too much power too quickly. And, the EMP gun is apparently said to disrupt any form of electrical equipment. Now, I'm not sure exactly how this compares to Iron Man's, but it is still, it's still very impressive. Probably with a few shots of the EMP gun, it can do some serious damage. Along with just that gun of electric bolts, that would do some serious damage as well. And, he has a lot of other electrical type gadgets, along with the shock gloves. And, he has his explosive gel. He has different types of grenades. If he could use his freeze grenades to possibly, like, freeze off part of Iron Man's armor, he could do that as well. If Batman could, use his just regular pellet grenades, it could disrupt Iron Man's armor as well a bit, because they're literally bombs, they're like explosives. They're small explosives, but they're still explosives. Now, the one thing, if some of you are still a bit skeptical, before I move on, there is one thing that I feel you guys might want to hear, and that is the thermite grenades. Now, the thermite grenades, I've already said, they basically heat up, and they will heat up to extreme levels. Now, how extreme is it? Well, I won't tell you yet, but first let me try to get a guesstimate of the melting point of Iron Man's armor. Now, I actually tried looking up what is the melting point of a gold titanium alloy. I could not find that. However, what I could find is the melting points of gold and titanium. Now, this is a rough estimate. Just remember this. But I am going to do something that might blow your mind. So, the melting point for gold is a bit under 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And the melting point for titanium is a bit over 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And while this is probably not how alloys work, if we were to combine the two, we would get just below 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, again, I don't believe this is how alloys work, but because we're extremely highballing this. What if Iron Man what if his suit has a melting point of just under 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit? Might it? Probably not, but like I said, I'm highballing it. However, Batman's thermite grenades, they're extremely hot. They cannot be extinguished by anything. They can basically burn up to 3 times the the heat that molten magma gives off. And if some of you guys don't know what that is, molten magma is essentially lava before it gets to the surface of the Earth. And molten magma burns at 2,400 degrees Fahrenheit. When you multiply that by 3, we get 7,200 degrees Fahrenheit. That's crazy. Even if we were to add gold and titanium's melting points together, which is highballing how much, like extremely highballing how much Iron Man's armor is, Batman it's like his thermite grenades still outclass it. It could probably easily melt through Iron Man's armor because again, like I said, I'm highballing it. So if we were to bring it down to about here, and Batman's like thermite grenades are all the way up to here, that's gonna do some serious damage. It could probably burn through Iron Man's armor very easily. And then at that point, I'm not sure if the systems repair thing is gonna be able to repair that, because he's literally burning through the armor. And also, he can probably sneak around Iron Man as well. Some people are thinking, well, Iron Man has sensors. He's going to be able to, figure out where Batman is. Well, remember, Superman couldn't figure out where Batman is, and Superman has the ability to hear Jimmy Olsen's signal watch 25 light years away. And trust me, I do not believe Iron Man's sensors could do something like that. So if Batman's able to ninja around Superman, not only would he be able to ninja around like someone like Captain America, but I believe he could also do that against Iron Man. And if he makes a solid wall of smoke, Iron Man might be able to find a way to see through it, but while Batman is hiding out, being all stealthy, he could be doing a few things. He could be like planting some explosives. He could be slowly but surely hacking into Iron Man's armor with his little computerized device that he has. Or he could just be like hitting him like from all different directions with like everything that he has. Like I said, he has a lot of electrical type abilities. Or gadgets, I guess I should say. And he has his thermite grenades, which are like OP. Also his laser. Now I'm not sure if his laser would be able to cut through Iron Man's armor, but it is still extremely hot and it would still do some damage in my opinion. And like I said, when you pair that with the tracer. Oh yeah, he also does have a taser. But anyway, that's not the point. When you compare it with a tracer that he's put on Iron Man, and Jarvis is literally telling him how much he's at, like how much power he's at, Batman's gonna know exactly what to pull out at that time. The point is, Batman is just so versatile and has many ways of using his abilities that I just feel that he is set to win this fight if Iron Man has only one suit. If Iron Man had more suits, he could call on the other suits, and when you just have the Endosim armor, it's game over for Batman. But just because he has this one suit, I feel, and because of like what it's made of, I feel that Batman would be able to burn through it, possibly malfunction it, with his EMP gun and everything like that. He's so versatile, he's so smart, I just feel that Batman could not easily, but he could definitely win this fight. Like I said, Iron Man would be able to win this fight too if he was able to pile drive Batman extremely early on. But remember, Batman's agile, he's able to dodge many things. In the Justice League cartoon, obviously, he was able to dodge Darkseid's Omega Beams. I'm not sure if comic version can do that as well, but he was also able to throw like a Batarang at 100 miles per hour. So this guy is peak physical condition, and that just makes him all the more awesome. But yeah, I personally believe that Batman would win this fight, but to be fair to Iron Man, he could win this fight. He could definitely win this fight. I just feel that with one armor that Iron Man has, and with Batman being so versatile and being able to hide out whenever he wants and listening on to him and to his and Jarvis's conversation, I just feel that Batman he has the materials, he has the brains, he has everything in order to give himself the win. So, in my opinion, the winner of this rematch is the Batman. So guys, 50 episodes. 50 episodes, oh my god. When we first started this series, it was May. It was May of 2016. And here we are, January 2017. We've gotten out 50 episodes. And I know that this isn't like Death Battle, where they do like extensive research on all the characters and stuff like that. And they're putting them out every like 3 weeks. But still, I'm just so amazed that we were able to get out, 50 episodes in this amount of time. I can't believe it. It's so great. I'm so glad that you guys were here with me, that you're able to watch my episodes, that you're able to comment down your own ideas for what I should do next, everything like that. I'm so glad that I'm actually, like, gathering somewhat of an audience, and that, like, we're talking in the comments, everything like that, and I'm so happy that we're able to do that. And just to give you guys an idea of how well 2016 was for my channel, I remember that in April of 2016, that was when my channel turned 2 years old, I had 92 subscribers. 92 subscribers. Which means that if we put it back to January, at best I had maybe about 75, maybe 80. And now it's like by the time I got to the end of 2016, I practically had 220. That's insane, and I honestly do not believe that I would be able to get that high without Who'd Win and Why. So I'm so grateful that you guys were here with me, that, you know, the channel was able to grow so fast. Also, just another thing, I recently hit 100,000 watch time minutes for my overall channel, and that's amazing. That's blowing my mind. And you know, 80,000 of those came from 2016, which again just proves how good 2016 was for me. It was amazing. So yeah, it was truly amazing. And my channel views are now approaching 50,000. 50,000 views. Wow. You know, I know it's not quite there yet, but it's approaching it. And I'm so happy that, you know, just my channel's been growing so fast lately, and I'm so happy that you guys were all here with me. So, you know, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please give me a like, comment down below maybe what you'd like to see next, who you think would win. If you think Iron Man would win, that's perfectly fine, because I still believe that Iron Man could definitely win this fight. Either one of these characters could win this fight. So yeah, comment down below who you think would win, maybe what other episodes you'd like to see me do next. And if you could subscribe to my channel, you know, that would be just amazing. You know, can we get to 300 subscribers? Maybe. And if we can, I'd love to have you guys around for the journey. So, you know, if you want to subscribe, that's great. If you don't want to subscribe, you know, that's also fine. You know, just your view means everything to me. So I'm so glad you were able to spend this half an hour now talking with me, or I guess I'm more so just talking to you guys. But, you know, I'm so grateful for everything that you guys have done, for all the likes, for all the subscriptions, for all the comments, for all the suggestions. So let's just keep it moving. So, you know, my Q&A is probably the next video coming out, or maybe not, because Lucas Green is apparently who's like one of the big researchers for my show. He's putting out a top 10 Who'd Win and Whys, which I'll probably be reacting to. So, you know, Lucas Green, he'll put out that video soon. So yeah, that might be the next episode. That might come out a bit before the Q&A. After that will definitely be the Q&A, assuming that I do that one first. And then after that will probably be the schedule for season 6 of Who'd Win and Why. Now these episodes of like season 6 is going to be a bit shorter than what's been going on right now, obviously, because, you know, it's just, you know, I'm going back to school, and, you know, I just already know it's going to be so busy, so don't expect them to be in this rapid succession. Don't, like, maybe, like, this might not be true, but don't even expect them to be, like, once a week or whatever, because, again, like, I'm back at school, it's going to be so tough. Again, I'll just get them out whenever I can, but I'll hopefully get the schedule video up pretty quickly. But yeah, so I guess that's really all I have to say. Another thing is that if you want to see the rest of the Who'd Win and Why playlist, you can go to my channel where it has all 50 episodes, or 51 if you count both parts of Civil War to be 2 different episodes. But if you want to go season by season, go to Lucas Green's channel. He has a playlist of season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, and season 5. So go to that, check that out. So yeah, thank you all so much for everything you've done for not just Who'd Win and Why, but also the channel in general. It's really been amazing, and I'm so happy that you guys were here with me. So yeah, next video we'll probably be reacting to top 10 Who'd Win and Whys. And until then, this was The Raptor. So glad you guys have been watching it. You really have no idea how much I appreciate it. Yeah, so see you later, and have a good night. Peace.